So I decided to revisit my CROCZILLA collection. So of course this collection has the film CROCZILLA and 7 bonus movies. Now I haven't actually watched CROCZILLA yet, so again this is not a review of CROCZILLA, but I did get around to watching 3 more of the movies that are featured on this disc. Piranha, Attack of the Giant Leeches, and Creature. So basically this is going to be a triple feature of some obscure and not so great horror sci-fi movies. So the first movie I watched on here is Piranha. Now I'd always wanted to see the movie Piranha because I don't think I've ever seen that actual first Piranha movie. I think it was 1978 or something like that. I saw that on the list of movies in this DVD collection, and I thought, great, okay, I get Piranha. I also get a cool movie called CROCZILLA. You know, all these other crazy old sci-fi movies and stuff, and Giant Gila Monster and all that stuff. So I was like, Piranha, okay, cool. This movie is titled Piranha, but it also has an alternate title, which is Carib. It is not about piranhas at all, and it really pisses me off. First of all, it's a Venezuelan movie, dubbed into English, made in 1972, and it is so boring, and it has nothing to do with piranhas at all. It's really misleading. Basically what it is, it's like this kind of, adventure plot, drama, travel film, and you don't see a single piranha in it. Well, actually you do see one single piranha in it. In the very opening credits, just show a shot of a piranha, probably filmed in an aquarium, and they put up the title, Piranha. Because Piranha, I think, is the nickname of the villain in this movie, and let me be honest, I fell asleep in the middle of it and I had to pick it up, like where I left off, but I couldn't find where I left off because this whole movie is basically a group of friends, a girl and her brother and their tour guide, friend, whatever. It's all about them just traveling through the countryside of Venezuela and the Amazon rainforest, and they come across some animals, some of which are actually killed on screen, which is a little weird. And they come across eventually the villain, who is this like poacher, hunter, something like that, who tries to assault the woman and kill the men or something, and he's just a vicious predator, and I guess they call him the Piranha, even though I don't think they even say that in the movie. I don't remember, and I don't care. It's so boring. It's just shots of them riding motorcycles for 5 straight minutes, just some cheesy travel music in the background, and shots of local indigenous people who were probably filmed without their permission, and a bunch of hunting footage, and some and then they show them in a canoe, and then they show them on the water, and you get to see some interesting animals, but they shoot them all dead. It's a weird movie. It's totally misleading. This is a waste of time. I don't know. Piranha. I got to see the actual Piranha movie, and this wasn't it. So this movie gets an F. Definite F. Now the next one on the list sounded kind of promising. Attack of the Giant Leeches. And you'd think with a title like that, it's probably like an old 50s sci-fi horror movie, and you'd be right. And much like a lot of those 50s horror sci-fi films, it has really terrible special effects and really long, boring talking scenes with barely any sci-fi or horror in it at all. Just relationship drama with characters we don't care about. Yeah, it's pretty old, pretty obscure. Now, the giant leeches, I believe there's only 2 of them, and they're supposed to have been mutated from regular swamp leeches, I suppose, because this takes place in Louisiana swamp or something like that. Basically, they abduct people and slowly feed off of them and suck their blood and eat them, I guess. A couple of people are actually killed by the giant leeches, but most of them are just captured, and they're taken to this like underwater cave with a pocket of air in there. It's really dumb. It's first half of the movie has nothing to do with these giant leeches at all. First half of the movie is just some guy who suspects his wife is cheating on him, which of course she is, and he catches her and her lover in the swamp and holds them at shotgun and threatens to kill them and makes them walk into the swamp and for some reason I don't know, and then the giant leeches come and they get them and grab them and take them, and nobody believes his story. They believe that the guy killed his wife and her lover, and it's just drama. But I mean, it takes like 40 minutes to get to that point. Well, this whole movie is like 62 minutes long, and they are long 62 minutes. It's boring. It's you barely get to see the creatures at all. You just see little glimpses of them in the early parts of the film, and it's not till about at minute 50 or so where you actually get a 2-minute scene or so of the leeches like feeding on people, and there's after that you see them swim after some divers and that sort of thing. But the suits, because it's just people in suits in big like cloaks with tentacles on them and or suckers or whatever, like a leech, I guess, but they actually kind of look more like starfish. I don't know, it's weird, but they look super crappy, and I would be okay with that. Like, I kind of like bad special effects because they make me laugh. I think it's funny that something looks so terrible and they're trying to convince us that this is a real thing. No, but you barely even get any special effects in this at all, and that's really disappointing. You get more shots of like explosions and people shooting guns and stuff, and yeah, like I said, it's boring. It's pretty exemplary of a 50s horror sci-fi movie though, so I don't hate this as much as I hated Piranha. So I'm gonna give this one a D-. It's not good, but hey, it's not that bad. Now the last movie that I'm going to review in this video, Creature. Creature is a film from 1985. It's basically a pretty straight up alien ripoff. It's got its own twist on it. It's not a terrible movie. It's not super boring like the other two were. It's kind of campy, and the special effects are actually not bad, but they're really goofy. Like, you get like an exploding head and you get somebody with their face ripped off, and the acting is not great. There is one exception in there, and I don't know if it's great acting or not, but you get Klaus Kinski in here. He's a notorious German actor who's known to be like really violent and angry on set, and he's got a history of mental illness. Of course, he passed away, in 1991 or something like that. But he was this legendary actor, highly acclaimed, and I don't know how they got him in this crappy alien knockoff movie with a bunch of like TV actors in it. The guy is a psycho, and the movie is notable mainly just for him being in it. His style of acting just does not blend with all the other actors in this film. He's a drama. He's a very serious method actor, I suppose. There's this one scene after they first discover him on this, I guess it's supposed to be on the moon of Titan, the Saturn's moon of Titan. And they first discover him aboard a derelict West German spacecraft, which crash landed on the planet. Of course, this is back when West Germany was a thing. And he's kind of introduced to the crew of this other American spaceship. They're trying to get information, like, what the hell happened here? What's this, like, creature thing? And comes into the scene, his first scene, I think he eats a sandwich. and he's eating this sandwich for the whole scene and all his dialogue and everything. He's just eating the whole time, and he eats like an entire sandwich through the course of this scene. And he's just like a wacko. He's he talks in very dramatic but elusive ways. And he's a perv too. There's a shot where he's in a spacesuit, and the female security officer is leading him, escorting him somewhere back to his ship, and he's like grabbing her ass and stuff, and he's like, Klaus Kinski is I don't know, the guy was a psycho pervert, I guess. Like, I wonder if he just did that on the set and they just managed to film it, and the other actors were probably like, what the fuck, man? Like, because it just seems like something a guy like him would do, I suppose. But yeah, there's lots of other sex scenes not involving Klaus Kinski in this movie, and they end pretty much with gore in the sex scenes, because that's just how it was done in the 80s. Yeah, and there's some, like, the alien has like mind control. It doesn't reproduce like Alien, but it just like takes over people's bodies. And then I guess it's called Creature because, which is the bigger threat? Is it this alien, or is it crazy ass Klaus Kinski? I don't know, either that or they just couldn't think of a better name for it. The special effects aren't terrible, like I said. Like spaceship effects and miniature effects look pretty good. The gore, a little goofy, but it's kind of cool, and there's some scares in it. The acting, though, is pretty bad. There's a lot of dialogue that just, like, who cares? But, to get to the end, and you want to see him, like, kill the creature in the end and escape, and I think it comes down to, like, the final girl, like it did in Aliens. Yeah, Creature is okay. It was watchable and it was entertaining enough. So I'm going to give this one a C+. It's got a lot of bad stuff about it in there, but it's interesting enough to watch it till the end anyway. The other two, I really had a tough time finishing those movies. Now, of course, when it comes to this CROCZILLA collection, I still have to watch CROCZILLA. And there's a couple more movies on here. There's the giant Gila monster, Phantom from 10,000 Leagues, and CROCZILLA. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to do those other two, and then CROCZILLA Gets Its Own will be the last one. I'm going to save it for last. Hopefully the best for last. I mean, it is the newest one on this entire collection. I'm going to get through these other two potentially really crappy movies to get to CROCZILLA, which could be the crappiest of all. Who knows? I guess you're just going to have to stick with me and find out. And until then, have a good one, everybody.